Hey, this is Miss Harrison. This lab that we're going to do has to do with surface area to volume ratio, and we've talked about this in class. This experiment uses phenolphthalein, which is a pH indicator, inside an agar, which is just kind of a solid that a lot of scientists use for tests. And they use that indicator because when we put these blocks that we're going to make into vinegar, vinegar is an acid, and phenolphthalein is pink in the presence of a base, and it's clear in the presence of an acid. So when we put the blocks that we make inside some vinegar, they're going to turn clear, which is going to tell us that diffusion is happening. And remember, we've been talking about the cell membrane, and diffusion is one of those processes by which things cross that cell membrane. So that's what we're looking to demonstrate here. Make sure that you read your safety precautions inside your student guide for your lab, because phenolphthalein is one of those things that has some safety issues to it, and also it asks you to use a scalpel in this and you can get cut through that, and the sodium hydroxide has some danger to it too. So I printed out my student guide, and you don't have to print it out. You can leave your computer near the experiment if you want to. But it says at the top, bigger is better. We're trying to see how long it takes to diffuse something and whether the cell size affects that rate of diffusion. Okay, and it says that we need to prepare the phenolphthalein agar mixture and add the sodium hydroxide, stir it until it turns solid, and when it dissolves the agar mixture, then we can pour it into our tray to set up overnight. So that's what we're going to do now. I've gathered together the tools that asked me together. I got a spoon, got a watch, okay, it says get your scalpel, that's in your kit, okay, vinegar, it's got about half a container worth, your apron, I've got the old lab coat instead, cup, and there's some cups in your kit, and it didn't say not to use it, so I guess that's what we're using here. Paper towels, a ruler, and it's got one in your kit. You're using the metric side, which is the one that goes up to 30. Okay, goggles, you've got a set of those in your kit. Disposable gloves, have those on. Sodium hydroxide solution, it's a clear solution that says sodium hydroxide on it, and we're gonna need a dropper for that. It didn't say that in your list, but you need some way to drop some sodium hydroxide, and there's some of those in your kit. And the agar phthalate mixture is in these bottles. There are 2 of them inside of a bag inside your kit, and also in that bag there's a little tray and a clear stirring rod for that. It says to follow the directions that were on the bag that the agar came in. So carefully fill the bottle to the base of the neck with boiling water. So before I started filming this, I started boiling some water over here. I'm going to fill up that bottle to the base of the neck once I get it boiling. So if you haven't started boiling some water, you probably want to pause this and get on that part. And like I said, phenolphthalein and sodium hydroxide has some safety concerns, so we want to make sure when we're doing this to take every precaution we can to not put ourselves in danger. Okay, this is one of my agar mixes. I'm going to take the boiling water, and I got a pot that has spouts on the side for pouring. If you don't have that, maybe you want to pour the boiling water into a measuring cup before you pour. And it says pour it to the neck of the bottle. Okay, so I did that. And this is hot, so you probably want to set it on the counter to stir. And you probably would have been a good idea to set it on the counter to pour too. I want to get that good and mixed, and it looks looks like it is. And the bag says add 10% sodium hydroxide. That's our chemical. Drop by drop until it turns a permanent pink. Okay. I'm going to need to get the plastic off of here. I didn't get the plastic off of it before I started, so you might want to get an adult to help you get that plastic off of there if you've already got on your gloves and everything. And it says add 20 to 30 drops until it turns a solid pink. Oh, it's already got a dropper on there. Never mind on the dropper, it's got one on there. Alright, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to stir a little bit because it says to stir as you go. And it looked pink when I put those drops in there, and then once I stirred it, it looked kind of clear orange again, so it's not enough yet. 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 10 total now. We've got a little pink in there. And let's see what happens when I stir. It's kind of turning back clear. So we need more. That was 10. This is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. Got a little more of a pink look now, and it's turning back clear. So I haven't reached my limit yet. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, got some pink and it's holding a little longer. It said 20 to 30. I think I'm gonna need some more. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 25. Still not a consistent pink here, so I'm gonna go for 30. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay, and it looks like now I'm getting a good pink, and you can kind of see that it's changed color. That's that phenolphthalein, that chemical in there. And it said on my directions, carefully stir until the agar turns a permanent pink. Completely fill the mold with liquid agar and allow it to cool and solidify. Okay, so I'm going to put this liquid into that square tray. Okay. So now you have that square tray that was in your kit, and it should be filled with that pink liquid. You have a little bit extra just in case you messed up something. Okay, try not to spill the phenolphthalein. Okay, and make sure that you put your caps back on your chemicals as you go. I would let that phenolphthalein mixture cool a little before I put the cap on it, because that water is heated right now. Okay, and it looks like we need to let this sit for at least 12 hours, preferably 1 day, before we do the next step in the lab. So I'm gonna take off the safety gear, make sure all of my stuff is out of reach of any family members who wouldn't have read the safety materials, and come back to this tomorrow. Try to shut this off.